Hello, Anna. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm a bit under the weather. I
Oh,
I I have a flu, and I've been missing your classes a lot.
I'm glad.
I hope that you can set up more group classes. I am available on Monday. Today it's just because yesterday was holiday, and I've been home since yesterday.
Ah, okay. And wait, so Mondays you can do classes at 9 in the morning?
Yes, on Monday I can because I always take a day off on Monday.
Okay, well, good, because I think for the rest of June on Mondays I work at 9. I have classes.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Well, I'm happy. So what's been new? What's new in your life? Haven't spoken to you for a while.
And nothing new to share. The strike is is over,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't get anything. The mayor turned down all requirements, and she's going to discount
Okay.
us. You know, I don't know if the union is going to do something about it. I hope so.
So it's unsure.
Um, she told us that she's going to discount us, but it's illegal.
But what do you mean discount? Because discount doesn't sounds like you're going to get paid less.
Yes,
Oh, so
you
that's
know,
what she wants to do?
all the time that we went on strike,
Uh-huh.
we uh, she's going to split this money in 3 times and then decrease our wages.
Oh, so this is terrible news.
Yes, it's awful. And it is unfair and also it is illegal because the strike was illegal.
Right. And the strike was because you wanted to get more money.
Exactly.
And so now she's actually taking away more money, so it's you're in a worse position.
Yes, exactly.
Ah,
You know,
wow. What a terrible woman. So what are the options?
I don't know.
Ooh,
We are with our hands tied, can I say?
that is a really good. Yeah. You have your hands tied.
Yes, exactly. But
Actually, we have another good expression too that I think exists in Portuguese. They say we are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
thank you. I didn't know. We are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Like there's no good options basically. Like right now. Right now. Hopefully somebody will change something. This is awful. I'm
Yes,
sorry. It's like,
yes.
hello, Anton.
Hello, how are
You're
you?
such a faithful student this week.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you if it's just you and Anna today, we are not going to do this class. This class will be too easy for you, and I would do something more fun because you guys have
Okay.
a higher level. But that's if nobody else comes. So we'll wait a couple more minutes, and then I'll change the lesson. Should be good. Um, Wait, can you teach me how to make the bunny rabbit again? I totally forgot. I was trying to make it the other day, and I can't remember.
The bunny?
Yeah, there's some kind of little animal or a cat.
Okay, a cat. I will teach you. Okay, the cat, but without space.
Okay. I think I can handle that.
The monkey.
It's a monkey?
Yes, and then the pig.
Oh, I made the monkey wrong. What is the line in the middle?
It's on the left, on the bottom. Under a key where it is written FM. Over a key where it is written FN.
I have FN. It doesn't make it. Do I have to press anything else?
Control.
Control?
Yes. Over it, there is a key where it is written Shift. Can you see?
Yes.
And then it's the side of Shift. On the left at the bottom.
I see it, but I have like my you're right, but I have my keyboard in Spanish, so all of the commands change. Oh, okay, so I have to change my keyboard back.
And this one, I like a lot. It is a very complicated emoji. I will teach you. Hold on.
Do it. That's Miss Monkey. And Todd, are you bored yet?
I like this one a lot.
The Pop-Tart cat?
Uh-huh.
Super cute. Okay, this one is complicated. Let me check it out. So it's like the squiggle, equal sign. Oh, jeez. Squiggle. I'm going to need to practice that one. Fabulous. These are really good. Okay, so because we don't have anybody else here, I'm changing this class because this class is going to be super boring for both of you. So give me a second, and I'll open up a more fun class. And then what we could do, I want to do some kind of reading today and practice pronunciation. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Okie dokie. All right, so while I'm opening this up, I want you guys to tell me about an embarrassing experience you've had in your life.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
I want you to tell me about an embarrassing story. Embarrassing story of something that happened in your life.
Okay. I have some serious and some serious situations.
Okay.
I will tell you a silly one. Once I took a bus and there was a woman with a huge belly, and then I offered to her my seat because I thought she was pregnant, and then I asked her, when will your baby born? And then she looked at me with a very angry face. Because
That's
she was just
awful.
fat. Yes,
Oh, the poor woman. Was she like big everywhere, or she just has a big belly?
just a belly. I could swear she was pregnant. I was sure, and then
But maybe.
it was really embarrassing. Oh my gosh, I wish I could vanish.
Oh, that's a pretty terrible moment. But maybe she just has like a beer belly. That's kind of cool. But she's like thin everywhere with a beer belly. Good. Anton, do you have any good embarrassing stories? Like Anna's?
Well, I have, but mm, I would avoid it.
You mean avoid telling it?
Yes, well, okay.
Yeah, now you have to say it.
Okay, okay. uh, when I was a student, uh, I had to perform on the scene. You know, the students sometimes do some stand-up settings on mm, uh, for another students,
What do you mean stand
and
up? Like comedy?
uh, yeah, comedy
Oh, okay. That
performances
sounds fun.
and that stuff. And I messed up with auditories, and the director in another auditory, um, uh, for the time I'm another person, and he he gave me a guitar and said, "Go to the scene and do something. We waited for you."
Oh
And
no.
yeah, I was just discombobulated. I showed up on the scene before auditory with guitar, and I just didn't know what to do. And I got back to behind the scenes and said that guy, well, I'm actually not from this auditory. There are some old people on the auditory. I had to perform in the student auditory, and
So
then
total confusion.
yeah, it was total confusion, and I missed my performance. Uh, uh, People had to fill my time with something because I messed up with auditories.
Oh no.
It was very embarrassing for me.
God. But the show must go on, right? As they say. Show must go on. Oh, I can't type today. Or any day. Anna, did you have another story you wanted to add? A serious one or a funny one?
Um, there are some stories if I if I share, it will be embarrassing. Um, my gosh, let me think a bit more
All right, if
about
you
one.
want. That's no problem. I just like, just so you know, if you go to a party and I have the habit of going to a party and getting very bored with the same conversation. Oh, where are you from? What do you do? I get so bored because I don't care. And so I want to hear good stories. So sometimes I ask strangers at parties, tell me about an embarrassing moment. And then conversation gets very interesting and funny very quickly. And so that is what I do at parties. So that's my social advice for you. It's terrible advice, but it's what I do in order to have one interesting conversation at a party. Does this happen to either one of you, to Anna or Anton, where you go to a party and you're just bored by the same conversations?
Every time, but it was a good advice.
So try it,
Yeah, I will try it.
because people begin to open up. All right, let's do. I have this lesson that I've been trying. I did it once for Linguistico, but I only had one student come, and he wasn't really into it. So I'm going to try it with you guys because I love this lesson, and it's all about cultural sensitivity. Before we get started, Anna, will you read the quote that's on the screen?
Sure. No culture can be lived with it tries to be exclusive. Mahatma Gandhi.
And what do you think this means?
Mm, I'm I'm not sure. Um. Well. Um. I'm not sure. Maybe. Um. I don't know what he means when when he says exclusive. Maybe secluded.
True. Go ahead. Interpret it the way you want to. So this is open for interpretation.
Okay.
Give me your interpretation.
Okay. I'm not sure, but I guess it means that if you if you keep your culture secluded in one place, if the rest of the world don't know about your culture, there is no way to make it to survive. I'm not sure. It's difficult.
No, it's good. I think that's a beautiful explanation. Imagine if we had all cultures, so Brazil, Russia, Argentina, United States, and we never spoke to each other. There were no international relations. Then you wouldn't even realize you had culture, right? Because in order to see culture, you need to compare culture. Does that make sense?
So.
All right, Anton, give me your interpretation of this.
Well, as I understand, all cultures had some specific behavioral, maybe quirks, maybe just some specific behavioral things that we we didn't consider like something special in our cultures, but with comparison, it could be something outstanding.
Right. That's a good way to look at it. So think, for example, in your cases, Brazil and then Russia. So I'm assuming in Russia you guys don't get cachaça.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. Cachaça, which is, I think I'm going to spell it right. I think it's spelled like cachaça, but with the sigil. Anna, will you explain what cachaça is?
Yes, it's
Yeah, I like that with sigil.
Alcohol made with sugar cane. The what's the name? My gosh. Ferment? Sugar cane?
Oh yeah, fermented. fermented sugar cane.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
that's
trying to say?
it. It's
Yes.
strong and it is transparent and you can make a caipirinha with it. And caipirinha tastes like lemonade, but you you get high quickly.
I spelled that totally wrong, but a caipirinha are so good. So, Anton, have you ever heard of this, or is this exotic to you?
No, I never heard about that, but we have things like that.
Go ahead. So, can you explain? Because I'm not very familiar with Russian culture as much as I am with Brazilian. So, can you give us something that maybe neither Anna nor I understand or know?
Uh, well, um, we yeah, about something. Well, for example, talking about alcoholic beverages, uh, in the place where I live, we make a beverage from birch birch juice. You know what the birch juice is?
Like the tree?
Yeah,
Like the birch
it's
root?
from we no no
Okay.
not birch
I don't
root.
know.
In the specific season in the spring, uh, the birches has a juice, and we 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 usually take the juice and made an alcoholic beverage from that. It's we call it like birch champagne. It's very tasty, and you with well, it's very similar to champagne.
Yum. And when do you drink it?
Usually in the springtime, because birch juice can be taken only in springtime.
Nice. And is this alcohol exported? Because cachaça I know is exported.
No, no, it's it just it's kind of a local thing uh,
Cool.
from where I live. It's not very common in other part of Russian Federation. It's only in
Ah,
my republic.
in Siberia. Cool. Okay. So there you go. You have two different things neither that I didn't know about, but that are very exotic to our cultures. All right, so this is a poster that was out. This is bad quality. It's very pixelated, but I think you can see it says, "We're a culture, not a costume. This is not who I am, and this is not okay." So let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger. So you can see the photo. Can either one of you tell me, what do you see in this picture and what's happening?
May I?
Go ahead.
Okay. She is showing a picture of I don't know how to say in English, a geisha.
Yeah,
How?
yeah, geisha, geisha.
Geisha. Yes. Um, and she's protesting because it's a tradition in Japan, right?
Good.
It's part
Mm-hmm.
of their culture, but she's not sub, submissive. She
Submissive how?
how the geishas are, I guess.
Right, because, well, what is this? This is like kind of, it was in a magazine. What is it? What is the message of this advertisement?
Um, it's not a costume. It's part of their culture.
Exactly. So,
And
do we, go ahead, go ahead.
the first part means it, but the second, I couldn't understand well. You know, not who I am, and this is not okay. I was wondering if she was talking about the costume or the way that the geishas are
She's talking about
submissive.
the costume. We're gonna say she talked to, because this picture here is actually, you can't see it clearly, but it's actually a picture from like a fashion magazine where you have this not Japanese person dressing like a geisha. So the person in the photo is not Japanese, we suppose. And it's all about stereotypes, right? That each culture has stereotypes. So I want to ask you, what are the stereotypes of the Brazilian culture and what are the stereotypes of the Siberian culture?
Okay, and may I answer first?
Yep.
Um, everyone associates Brazilian people to a die-hard fans of soccer, samba,
Huh?
and feijoada. But um, you know, they believe everyone loves soccer and all Brazilian women are easy.
Yeah, and that they have big asses. That's like the stereotype. Brazilian women have beautiful butts.
Yes, they have
That's it.
beautiful butts and they are easy. You know, it's easy to hook up with one Brazilian woman, but it's not true.
It is true. And also happiness. We have this, I know Americans think of Brazilians as they're always happy, which also is impossible. You can't, people aren't always happy. There's also a lot of terrible things happening in Brazil that we don't understand. Would you agree?
Yes.
Good. What else were you going to say before I interrupted you? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. Um, we. Oh my gosh. Um, that's all.
Good, yes. So soccer, samba, butts, and happiness. All right, Anton, what do you think? What is the stereotypes of Russian or Siberian culture?
Well, first stereotype is vodka.
That's the
That
first one I thought of. Yeah.
yeah, usually, um, especially American guys think that we can drink pure alcohol without getting high for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's a stereotype. Mm, The talking about Siberia, it's a kind of a half stereotype that you can meet a bear on the street, and actually in my city you can.
Really?
Yes.
That's terrifying.
In two years ago, there was occasions with wild bears in our town.
So it's not a
It
stereotype.
was
It's real
yeah
life.
it was funny because for us it was a stereotype, but when they when they got on our streets, we laughing because we was laughing because actually stereotype was proved.
It
And
was
yeah,
vodka
and
bears.
maybe easy girls, but
Yeah. Yeah, both of you have countries where you think of hot girls.
well, some girls are really easy, and I don't know, maybe it's not so such a stereotype for girls, because I saw how some girls behave beyond Russian borders, and I don't think it's a big stereotype. I think it's true because they behave very easy beyond borders, at
And
least.
I'm going to add one. I know United States has a stereotype that Russians are very serious. Russian men are very serious and sometimes scary.
Yeah,
I feel like
with serious faces all
mhm.
the time, and trying to be not uh, without smiles and things like that. Maybe some from another part of Russian Federation, some some guys like behave like that. But where I live, people smile.
Because they have bears in the street. It's a very exciting life. Anna, do you have any other stereotypes of Russia?
Um, yes. Um, People wearing furs.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Furs. This is cold. I don't. Is that
Uh-huh.
a stereotype, or is it true?
I believe it is a stereotype because I don't believe they wear fur. And nowadays, do you, Anton?
No, no, but, no. Actually, there are some parts of Federation where people do wear the, that kind of things, but it's not where I live.
Good. Okay. And then, can you guys tell me the beautiful stereotypes Americans have?
It's very hard to explain stereotypes of global culture because it's kind of global.
I guess that's true. Like, yeah, the culture is kind of global. But if you had to give stereotypes of like what people think of Americans, there's definitely a stereotype. Definitely.
Where when uh, there is kind of stereotypes and talking about obese people who, who have problems with obesity, but it's not only not only USA, it's also Britain, German, and whole Europe.
That's true. That is true.
Suffering from that, and talking about mercantile culture, it's actually also a global thing. Maybe just in the USA, it's more more easy attitude to to that.
Okay. But you're dancing. Somebody needs to give me stereotypes. Nobody's giving me anything specific. Anna, do you have any specific stereotypes of Americans?
And I'm not sure. They eat a lot of junk food.
Yeah, we're fat. Okay, that's definitely the first one.
What else? They are not very polite
Good.
because of the movies, you know. And my gosh, what else? Um, I don't know. What else can I say?
That's pretty much it, right? So it's like bad food. You have a lot of bad food, big business, impolite. Although when you go to the United States, I find that people are very polite. People are really, really nice. Maybe not necessarily in the cities, because like in New York, everybody's moving very quickly. But if you go to a town, people are really nice, like very fascinated, and so I think that stereotype ends up going away. I also had that stereotype, but good. Um, Fat and impolite. We have no culture. I guess football, right? Like you have like sports. We have huge, big, big sports.
Yes, and baseball.
Yeah. And we're obsessed with just all sports. It's not like
And
one sport. Yeah.
and oh my gosh, cheer leaders. You know
Oh,
what?
the high schools?
Yes.
Yes. All right, good. Okay, let's actually read this. I have this interesting article about um, cultures having mistakes together. So this is the vocabulary. It's not very much, but take a minute, look at the vocab, look at the definitions, and then we will try to match them. So once you guys have had a minute, say ready.
Ready.
All right, let's do this. Anna, will you do deport?
Okay. Deport to be sent to your home country.
Good. Good. A flight back, Anton?
Return trip home.
Good. All right, to have deep respect. Anna?
To have great admiration for.
Good. Anton?
To get in trouble. To have problems.
That's a very simplified definition, but yes, that is correct. Anna?
To get prison sentences, to go to jail.
Good. Pose? Anton?
To sit or stand for a photograph.
Good. And to warn, Anna?
To warn, to advise, inform someone.
Good. Okay, so in this one we have 2 paragraphs. So whoever wants to volunteer to read the first one can go ahead. They're both the same length. Do you want to read, Anna?
Okay. Sri Lanka will deport a British tourist for having a tattoo on her arm of the Buddha seated on a lotus flower. Naomi Coleman, 37, was arrested at Sri Lanka's international airport on Monday. She is currently at a center in in the airport waiting for a flight back to the UK. Sorry. Airport officials told Miss Miss Coleman that her tattoo was disrespectful to Sri Lankan culture. A police spokesman said she was arrested for hurting others' religious feelings. Most Sri Lankans are Buddhist and have deep respect for images and statues of Buddha. They would think anyone with a Buddha tattoo is culturally insensitive. Coleman said she practiced Buddhism and did not think her tattoo would upset anyone.
Good reading. All right, so Anna, what can you give me a brief summary of what happened to Ms. Coleman?
They didn't allow her to enter in in Sri Lanka
Mm-hmm.
because of her tattoo. And they thought it was disrespectful because she had a Buddha in her arm.
Good. Do you think that her punishment was fair or just?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
What do you? Go ahead.
If she had that that cross that cross, you know, that Hitler had or something like that,
Yeah.
I would agree. But I didn't understand why a Buddha is disrespectful.
So what do you think that maybe would be a better punishment for her? Not punishment, or a better consequence for having a tattoo in this country?
Uh, they 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 could ask her to cover it.
Exactly. I think that's fair. Good. All right, Anton, you're up. Let me make this. Hold on. It's cut off. Tell you. Go ahead.
This is not the first time that tourists have got in trouble for misunderstanding Sri Lankan culture. Another Brighton was another Brighton was deported last year because he spoke disrespectfully when passport officials asked him about a Buddha tattoo on his arm. According to the BBC, 3 French tourists got prison sentences for kissing a Buddha statue. Britain's independent newspaper reports that in 2010, R&B star Akon was told he could not get a visa to visit Sri Lanka because of a video with his song "Sexy Chicks". The video showed a pool party in front of the statue of Buddha. A British government website warns people who visit Sri Lanka not to pose for photos in front of statues of the Buddha.
Good. Okay. Can you also give me a summary of what happened?
Well, it appears to be that it is not first occasion with tourists in that country, and before one of the most known cases is star Akon who who shot the clip with sexy chicks
Uh-huh.
in, in front of the Buddha statue, and the British government warns citizens to avoid that kind of behavior.
Good.
Blah blah blah.
Good, good, good. Do you think it's important that we respect this part, especially if we visit other countries?
Well, when in Rome, yes, yes.
I think so as well. All right, actually, I want to do something kind of fun. So I have a series of pictures of products and instances where somebody has gotten sued because of being culturally insensitive. So this is the first one. This is a Forever 21 keychain, and they had to remove this. No, it's a necklace. They had to remove this necklace because it was culturally insensitive, especially the name of it. So can either of you tell me why this is culturally insensitive?
I'm sorry, I don't see the text.
Is it too small? Let me make it. You just need to see the title. So let me see if I can make this bigger. Is it too blurry?
Yes,
Yes.
to be pixelized.
So the title of it is $1.50, and it's called Oriental Girl Necklace.
Are you?
Huh? So what could possibly be offensive? Somebody got offended. They had to take it down.
Maybe gays, but I'm not sure about that.
This is a moment where this always happens. Usually nobody understands because the necklace is kind of cute, right? But does it necessarily have to be a Chinese girl? It could just be a girl necklace, right? It's cute. The problematic word in this one is Oriental. Oriental in English is offensive when you are talking about people. It is okay when you are talking about products. So if you're saying an Oriental rug or Oriental art, but you cannot say Oriental people because that is offensive. That's just a term that we would say it's offensive and it's disrespectful. So that's your lesson. Oriental cannot be used to describe people. Okay. But all right, let's do the next one. This also had to be taken off of Urban Outfitters website. So what do you think is culturally insensitive about this?
I think it's some religious stuff because I see the picture.
Good. Good,
Some
yeah.
god.
It's Ganesh. This is very similar to the Buddha, right? That if it's printed, maybe you're not supposed to print different types of gods. But for the sake of fashion, we like to do lots of things. How about this one?
This one, a geisha.
Yes. Yes. And what is this a stereotype of? What culture?
It's stereotype of Japanese culture, and they don't think that geisha is actually something, must be something outstanding. They take it as a natural part of our life. So they just don't like when something take it very stereotypical.
Stereotypically.
Stereotypically.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Anna, I wanted to see what you... Katy Perry, when she did this performance, she said something like, I wanted to dress like a geisha because a geisha represents love. And then everybody said that was one of the stupidest things she could have said.
Well, her intention was a good intention.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't being disrespectful, in my opinion, but they misinterpreted her, I guess, you know. Um, well, uh, it's difficult to avoid having this kind of situation because of the culture gaps, you know.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true. Also, but what it shows here, especially for Katy Perry, was that she didn't really study the culture of geisha. Because the culture of geisha, a lot of women were forced into it. I think that's true. Maybe she didn't. A lot of Japanese women were forced into doing it, and they had to leave their families. And so it wasn't love. It was like almost violence that brought them to
Yes,
be geishas.
abusive. They had to be submissive,
Uh-huh.
and they had to put something around their foot,
Yeah, they had to bind their feet.
bind their feet, and yes, and then it deformed it, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of problems, like physical
Yes.
problems.
Uh-huh.
Good. All right, then we have this one, of course. Lady Gaga always wants to draw attention. And
I
go ahead. What is your opinion about this?
it's offensive, very offensive, because um, she's pretending she is wearing a burqa,
Mm-hmm.
and um, that culture is very oppressive, and they treat women badly, and
Good.
they are very religious,
Good.
and she's wearing a very flamboyant ring, and carry a Gucci wallet.
Good.
Mm.
All right, I want to tell you what she said. So when I was making this lesson, I was like looking up all these instances. And in this instance, she said about her burqa, I have never felt more beautiful and free than when I was in a burqa.
It was awful to say, because yes, my gosh, I don't know what she was thinking about when she said it, because they are not free. My gosh, it was very idiotic, stupid of her.
Insensitive. The word would definitely be insensitive.
Yes, totally, overly insensitive. My gosh, the women there cannot study, cannot do anything. How she could say free? My gosh.
Right. Well, she can say it because she can leave it when she wants. But a lot of those women cannot leave it when they want. They don't have a choice. Okay, the next one I love too. So this is in a fashion magazine. Make this a little bit smaller.
I don't think it is disrespectful.
Okay. What about you, Anton?
Maybe there is some quotes you want to share with us about that picture.
The quotes. In this quote, there was nothing specific. It was about designers. The whole point of this article was about different designers who went to look at different fabrics and tribes of Africa, all over Africa, mostly East Africa. And these were the inspirations they found. But who did they choose to be models?
No, not Afro woman.
I mean, potentially they could be African, but these are not African women. These women they're European models. And so that's where things got a little bit like, why did African women are beautiful, have beautiful bodies to model. Why wouldn't you pick an African model, or at least a black model?
Well, I don't think they had to choose an African model. I don't think it is disrespectful, teacher.
Well,
Go ahead. I'd like to hear everybody's opinions.
oh, I'm sorry, Anna, I interrupted. I wanted to say that in terms of business, they actually should use a white model for that, because they sell that products in Europe, and they must show how it looks like locally, not in the Africa. Maybe they just had to pick more than one model. For example, one Asian, one black, one white, and all would be equal.
I think that would be a good solution. Good. So that's the solution you're proposing.
Teacher, I was going to say that if they had choose an African model, Afro-American model, it would be like it could be like saying this kind of fashion is just for Afro-American people, you know, and when they chosen a white woman, they they are they were trying to convey the message that everyone can wear this kind of clothes, and it's beautiful. It's not racist at all, and I don't think it is disrespectful. I don't know someone thought it.
Good. I think that your opinion is pretty spot on. The problem they had, I guess, when this came up, when I was looking up controversial cultural insensitivities, was that this entire spread was specifically taken from specific tribes, and then they only used white models. They used more than one model, but they were all white European models. And their whole thing was, if you're going to steal or take or appropriate another culture, you should at least have somebody who can represent it as well, because then it just kind of floats. So I agree that this isn't like outwardly, it's not racist, it's not outwardly racist, but it could be better, is basically what they were saying. It could be more sensible and sensitive. Okay, Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. This class flew. I'm glad that we got to do this class because I love this one. But have a wonderful weekend. It's Friday, so everybody should be excited. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. I'll see you Monday.
Goodbye. See you.
Ah, yes. Are you going to set up a class on Monday?
Yeah, I have a class every Monday now in June.
But I cannot.
Every day. I have classes every day at 9 a.m. all June.
I cannot see your classes.
It's because they haven't posted them yet. They will. They'll post them.
Oh, okay. So
They'll be up.
I will be looking forward to attending it. Thank you, Abanshi. Bye.
Take care. Bye.